Hey guys, Huzzy bringing you another video and welcome back to a Huzzy Q&A. We usually do these like once a month, once every 2-3 weeks. Don't think I've done one in a while. So yeah, I thought we'd do one. So I asked to get questions in all types of area, mainly League of Legends that we can have conversations about, but there are other topics as well. Also, excuse the attire, I just got back from working out. Did really good on deadlift today, and again, before we get into the Q&A, I'll just say, if ever you're on the fence about getting into fitness or you're feeling a little bit down, I cannot recommend fitness enough. It has helped me so much in the last year or two, gaining confidence in many areas and just kind of relieving stress. You know, when you've got built up stress, a lovely thing to do is you see a bar on the ground with a lot of weight on it, you deadlift it, you put your frustration into the bar. It's so good. So I'd recommend it. It's going really well for me. I'm feeling really strong and the results are showing. You know, I'm at the stage now whenever I'm working out, and obviously here in at least England, I don't know about Wales and Scotland, gyms are still closed, but we're allowed to exercise outside at like a one-on-one session, keeping social distance with other people. So we're in a car park and I'm deadlifting in a car park, and I've now got to the stage that most weeks there's somebody asking how much is on the bar. So it's kind of cool. Like now you're at the stage where there's quite a lot of weight on the ends, so people are now curious going, how much is that? So I'm very soon going to be going for a PB. I haven't been going for PB weight recently. We've been working on volume, but I'm probably in the next couple of weeks going to be going for the 400-pound deadlift. Which it looks like it's probably going to be fairly easy. I'm actually doing reps for nearing that weight anyway. So it's going really well, and I cannot recommend fitness enough. Like, do it. Like, it makes you feel better. Like, if you've been watching me for many years, you guys have probably seen the transition of when I just used to be very big. About a year ago, I got to be pretty damn skinny. I've bulked up a little bit, but this time with muscle. And I feel great. You know, sure, there's some percentage fat I want to lose, but I'm not giving myself a hard time right now. We're still in a lockdown situation. I'll do it. You know, I know how to do it. I got the willpower to do it. And I'm just kind of giving myself time. You know, right now, it's all about gaining strength and feeling strong. I'll do a cut phase probably summer this year. But yeah, but I don't want to lose any strength. That's a big thing. If when I do my cut phase, I don't want to lose strength at the same time. And that's hard to do, you know, when you're cutting just weight. But it'll be fun. So yeah, hopefully you guys will join me for the adventure when we do that. So the questions today, let's go through them. So we'll start with... Who is the next champion you're going to play, I presume that is? Again, I don't really know. I've always said I'm a mood player. I'm actually surprised I haven't got bored of my recent champion pool. Like, usually, Huz plays a champion for a week, gets completely bored of it, doesn't play it for a month. But obviously, I've been focused on climbing again recently with the new main account. It's gone really well. And obviously, my primarily champion pool right now, is Ari, Annie, Nico, Elise, probably those four, 3 mid laners, 1 jungler, and I haven't really got properly bored of them. I can start to feel it a little bit, so I'd probably say in the next week or so, expect at least less of those games on those champions. But overall, like, I don't really know. You know, the new champion Gwen, she looks fun. She's designed to be a top laner. Many people, including myself, I probably should have mentioned it in the video. I don't really see what would stop her being a mid laner. Per se, unless she doesn't really do burst, because obviously mid maybe requires a bit more burst. It would like be playing Fiora in burst. Fiora doesn't do burst, she does sustained duelist damage, and that I think is what Gwen is supposed to be. So maybe she won't suit mid because she doesn't have that burst damage. But yeah, Gwen looks fun. I definitely feel I will play top lane again at some point. Again, as I said, I'm a mood player. I just play what I'm in the mood for. Recently, I've been I was in jungle mood a few weeks ago. Recently, I've been in a really mid lane mood. And it will change. I'll probably get a jungle mood again. I'll probably get a top lane mood. I'll probably one day get an AD carry mood. Like, it will happen. It's inevitable. That's just who I am. But I don't know what champion I'm 100% going to play next. If I could make a champion meta, who would it be? That's a good question. Again, there's two sides to the coin about making a champion meta. So the first thing to say is no matter what champion you want to play, as long as you're playing it's an intended role and its strength, you're not playing some weird way of playing a champion like AD carry Soraka or something. Every champion league can get you to challenger because most of the time it's not about the champion, it's about the player. So it isn't a case of, oh, I'd love if, Gangplank was amazingly in meta right now because that would make me climb. You can play Gangplank in Challenger, like you just can, you know, that's the thing. And there's always two sides. If I'd make a champion meta, that would most likely mean you get to play it less because there's more people that would want to also play it if it's stronger. So a lot of the time, mains or one-tricks don't love when their champion is meta because it gets banned more, it gets picked more. They kind of want it to be in a strongish place, but underrated, just outside of the meta. So I don't really know. Gangplank would be the first one that I would say. Also, maybe even Lee Sin. Lee Sin, I love Lee Sin. Mechanically, you can still play him. Again, if you're great at the champion, you can still make Lee Sin work. When you're not a main of him, though, like I wouldn't be, I'd be just kind of playing him occasionally. I just don't think he's worth playing right now. A lot of that, I will say, is because earlier game champions or champions that really fall off are having a harder time this meta or this year than pretty much ever because everyone gets to mid-game so quick. You know, after everyone gets their first mythic item in like 9-10 minutes, it's practically mid-game with everybody having the strength of a mythic item. So a really early game jungler, Lee Sin, Shaco, even Elise, you know, I play Elise, but there have been some games I get to mid to late game, I'm like, oh, I've fallen off, and it sucks. But I don't know, like that's the thing. Maybe Lee Sin, and the way that I'd make him meta is give him more mid game scaling. I wouldn't make him a late game champion because I don't think Lee will ever be late game, but give him at least a good mid game. And I think he potentially would come back. He's just a bit too early game right now. Next one is, so this is just a question not about League, but what did I think of the first F1 race and which driver am I keeping an eye on this season? So as you all know, if you don't by now, I'm an F1 fanatic, and I will say it's been a lovely experience, me being more bit open, you know, with my, you know, talking to you guys about my personal interests in the last year. I've been a lot more open about being a content creator in that respect the last year, and that was a decision that I kind of made because I kind of used to feel like I was a bit too robotic. Like I used to just be like League of Legends, the end. So I've really liked kind of building more of a community vibe both on the YouTube channel and the Twitch channel. So talking about F1 is something that I've enjoyed doing. And what has actually given me a lot of joy is hearing people go, oh, I started watching F1 because you were talking about it, and I really enjoy it. That's made me so incredibly happy. So the first race, I think it was a good race. Obviously, there is some controversy, and it basically is whichever driver you prefer, you're going to either like dislike or whatever's the rule. There was a big controversy in the first race that Lewis was going wide on turn 4. He got warned but never penalised. Max overtook Lewis on turn 4, but he got penalised by making sure that Lewis got the position back. Again, they are two different things. Every driver got warned at turn 4. At the beginning of the race, they were told they were not doing limits at turn 4. Every driver was told that. But then during the race, they mentioned it to drivers going, oh, just be careful, you're going a bit wide. And every driver before the race was told it's okay. So then they told every driver, be careful, you're going a bit too wide. The FIA told the teams to tell everyone. And then the difference with Max versus Lewis is Max overtook somebody off the track. Like, no matter if there's track limits or not, whenever you're overtaking off the track, it's always going to be a little bit of a grey area. So Michael Massey, I think the race director, basically just told Red Bull, let Max, you know, give Lewis the position back. He did overtake off track, and that was it. Everybody would say that was fair. You know, you just don't overtake somebody off the track no matter what. Max got impatient. He would have won that race if he didn't overtook there. If he just waited the next straight, he was so close, he probably would have got it. He just got a bit impatient. And obviously, he burnt his tyres by doing the overtake move. So by the time he had to give Lewis the position back, his tyres are gone, and Lewis won the race. It was exciting. So I'd like to say, like, I'm a Mercedes fan for the most part. I'm a big Lewis Hamilton fan. McLaren, though, is my team who I actually support. I love McLaren. So McLaren is the team that I want to do well. Lando is the driver that I think for a long time I'm going to support. You know, he's a Twitch streamer as well, which is kind of crazy. So Lando is the driver I look out for more than others, when it especially is the very competitive mid-pack. You know, from in the team orders right now, you'd probably put Mercedes still at first, then Red Bull. But from 3rd place to about 7th place, it's so competitive, which is great. And I know some people don't like that because everyone calls it Formula 1.5. F1's always been that. So again, if you're new to F1, you're like, dude, isn't it kind of boring that like there's only 2 teams that are right at the top? Historically, it's the way F1's always been. Next season, it might change that completely because it's going to be one of the first times ever that teams are going to have a hard cap of how much they can spend. And also the cars are changing, with also 25% of the parts on all the cars next year are the same parts. So 25% of the cars are going to be identical, which means someone with Mercedes that has so much more development than Aston Martin or someone like that, 25% of the car is the same. And that is going to limit how fast these cars can be different to each other. So next year, it should bring a lot more equality in, and then it will be a lot more about the driver. But, there's always the argument that, why is Mercedes so good? Yes, money. But you also have to have the driver, at least one, that actually develops the car. If you've got rubbish or mediocre drivers or even good drivers, there's only so many drivers that can drive the car, and over a course of 5, 6, 7 years, they actually help you develop the car. Most drivers in F1 will sit in the car, race it, that's it. Someone like a Lewis Hamilton or a Michael Schumacher or a Senna back in the day, they actually develop the car with the team. That makes the difference. And also like a Max Verstappen, obviously Red Bull designed the car for him. So that kind of shows the different quality in driver sometimes. And that's not exactly shown on the track because people kind of go, oh, he's only got the best car. It's the work these drivers do in the background to help develop it too. But there we go. Sorry, big F1 question. Again, I like F1. Next up is, when do I plan on doing some game walkthroughs or let's plays? I love the amazing content. So this is something that people have been potentially wanting for a while. There's a question that we'll be answering in a bit that, like, I, for the last year or so, have changed the direction, whether for good or bad for a lot of people. I went from more being that robot League of Legends creator to being a bit more personality driven. And obviously I still try to do educational stuff in League, but there was a few reasons, and I'll get into that in a bit because we have a question directly about it. But a big call, especially from my Twitch audience, has been, let's play other games. And I do. If you're just a YouTube viewer, that's fine. But on my Twitch, a lot of the time now, we stream League for a few hours, and then the last hour and a half of the stream, I play something else. So recently we played CK3, Crusader Kings 3, and we also played Evil Genius 2. And it's really refreshing. And it actually, like, somewhat motivates me more to then do well in League. Like, when you're just playing League hours a day, League is a very stressful game no matter who you are. So if you just play that game, it can get actually very mentally draining. So it's really nice to play something else and have that interaction still with my community. So when will a let's play or something happen? I've mentioned ages ago, but I do plan when, and I thought it would actually be out by now, but when the Ruined King game comes out, the first third-party League of Legends game, I'm going to do a full playthrough of that, and I'm going to upload it. I don't know if I'll upload it here on the main channel. I think I probably will, or the second channel. But yeah, I think I'll upload it to this channel. And maybe I won't be like doing, half an hour episodes. Maybe it'll be like a whole play session. If I played it for 2 hours, I'll just upload the 2 hours here and be like, enjoy, watch it whenever you want. Because yeah, I'll do a full playthrough of that game and see how that goes, back in the day, before I was a full-time content creator, when I was still in university, I did upload other stuff every now and then, and it was refreshing, and you guys seem to enjoy it. I did a whole playthrough of Prison Architect on the YouTube channel years ago. I did Huzzy one-shots that I just played a random game here or there. The reason why I stopped doing them is, again, I heard it through the grapevine, and this is kind of, we're going into the new thing here. I heard it through the grapevine that hurts your YouTube channel. So over time, I became very, scared about the damaging the YouTube channel because I was uploading other things, so I stopped doing it. So now we're going to kind of get into another thing we had earlier, is of the case of, how is the YouTube channel going? The YouTube channel is going fine. Obviously, views have dipped for a number of reasons, but I'm okay with it. That's the kind of thing, is when my YouTube channel was at its peak, it got about 1 to 1.2 million views a month. Right now, we're getting about 600k, so about half of the peak that I ever had. Again, I'm kind of okay with it. I'm slightly disappointed in some areas, but in some areas I'm okay with it, because in some areas I've worked my butt off. I do, no matter what people think. I haven't stopped uploading 2 videos a day in this whole crazy pandemic. Even when I personally have been struggling in some areas throughout the year, I've still maintained those 2 videos. And it kind of sometimes hurts that, I've still uploaded, I've still done that, and the views have dipped. Because, if I took a break for a month and then started to upload again and then I had a dip, I'd kind of understand it more. But I've never had that break, and maybe that is partially why it's not good. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Like, the thing with YouTube, and there's evidence behind it, people have done experiments. Older channels are just not that liked on YouTube anymore unless you have a big, big boom. Like someone like a PewDiePie, for example. He obviously made it big before anything. But if you're like me, you're kind of like a mid-tier YouTuber, you never had that big, big boom, your YouTube channel just slowly will fade. And that's for a couple reasons. Like, one thing with League of Legends content is suffering across the board. Viewership is down for League of Legends. If you go on Twitch, if you guys remember Twitch, League of Legends for many, 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 many years was the dominant game. It's now not, by far. Like, it's the third or fourth biggest game on the platform. You know, on YouTube viewership, it's down. That's just across the board. So I'm a League of Legends content creator. So when League of Legends content viewership is suffering, so is my viewership. Secondly, the way of my channel, I always had a higher subscriber count than viewership because of the type of channel I am. I am a variety League of Legends channel. I'm not a specialist League of Legends channel. So a lot of people will just subscribe to me and be like, oh, I'll watch Huzzy's video when he's playing a champion I'm interested in. But then what happens in the YouTube algorithm is if you're subscribed to somebody and you don't actively watch all their videos, YouTube stops showing you their videos. That is something that they 100% admit. I don't know why they do that, because the person's clicked subscribe, but that's how it works. If you're not an avid viewer, even though you've subscribed, YouTube will just slowly stop showing you the content. So even though, let's say someone was like, I subscribe to Huzzy for Anivia content, and I upload, for example, one Anivia episode per month. Let's just say, sure, the first couple months, that person will tune into the Anivia, but then the YouTube algorithm kind of go, oh, Huzzy uploads 60 videos averagely per month, 2 videos a day. One of those is the Anivia. That person then is only watching one video out of every 60 for the month period. They're not that interested. We're just not going to show that person any of the videos. So even the Anivia episode that subscriber will be wanting to see, YouTube will stop showing that person the Anivia episode. So that's what hurts my channel. You know, if you're a specialist YouTuber, let's say you're the Shaco One Trick, and all your videos are Shaco, and your audience wants to watch Shaco, they keep watching, and they keep getting recommended all the videos because that's what they've subscribed for. So that's something that I've known has always hurt my channel. So even at my peak, you know, my literal YouTube peak, I never got insane views. Never has happened. And a lot of the time, you know, I think at my best, my videos may have getting like 10 to 15,000 maybe views per few days. But then if you look at my most viewed videos, the over 100,000 view videos, that's literally never really happened over one day or a week. It's a slow burn. You know, I've got so many videos that, you know, financially the YouTube channel is still doing good because I've got so many videos. There's views just happen like all the time. And, you know, to be fair, my most successful video over a small period of time was in the last year. It was the Yone video. That video got over 100k views in 24 hours. Like, that went really well. And I'm still happy. You know, that's the point. Is the YouTube channel I still love. I still care about it. I still upload 2 videos a day. I still make exclusive content. This right now is not being streamed. I still make exclusive content for the YouTube channel. I still care about it a lot. And I'm still going to do it. You know, that's the point. I still like the YouTube channel. I still do it. It was my start. You know, I was a YouTuber before I was a streamer. But obviously then there's the final thing that I know some people have stopped watching because I've been more Twitch orientated than I used to be. But the point is, and I think I saw a comment of someone saying he was responding to somebody who was kind of saying that, my whole stream is formatted for the YouTube channel. It's not the other way around, that I record videos and kind of ignore the chat while I'm in game. And yeah, I read a little bit of the chat. I'm doing a commentary. Like, if you watch the average streamer, they're streaming. You know, they're not making content while they're streaming. So I do still care about the YouTube channel a lot. But yeah, I think, you know, I'm fine with it. It's just the way of it. You know, I still, you know, I'm a content creator. You know, that's, I think, a big shift is a couple years ago, I would have called myself a YouTuber. Nowadays, I do call myself a content creator. I'm a YouTuber and streamer. So there's multiple facets to it. You know, if you wanted to say, like, you know, financially, was it a good move to do this? Yeah, like, you know, if I want to be, you know, open with you guys about that, I'm making more now than I did a year or two in my YouTube peak. So it's not, I didn't do the move on, like, be more Twitch focused because of that. it's pretty close. It was also because there's a pandemic going on and I didn't want to be like a robot. You know, I'm a human. You know, I have ups and downs, and being a bit more human with you guys has been nice. So, yeah, that's kind of why. Next up is you're having a hard time staying motivated to play League. How do I keep grinding? So personally, how do I do it? So I still enjoy the game, but, you know, it is my job. You know, there is that element to it that obviously you guys won't have. But I do, you know, it is my job. You guys have your job. You have your day job. You do it, you know, because it is your job. But I will, again, fully honest, and hopefully you guys know I am a fairly honest person. I do still enjoy the game. Yes, I have my frustrations with it, but I still like playing the actual game. That helps because there's a lot of content creators out there, and I will tell you guys right now, many content creators hate League of Legends, like literally hate it. Yet they still do it to themselves every day. I'm fortunate that I still enjoy playing the game. And I've always said, if there ever comes to a point, which I hope it doesn't happen, that I'm like, I literally cannot play this game anymore, I probably will stop playing. Or at least I'll have a big break that I'll be like, yo guys, I'm having a 3-month break from League and we'll see how it goes. Obviously that would hurt myself as a content creator. But, you know, there have been examples of content creators taking breaks, coming back, and they do really good. So we'll see. But I still like playing the game. So how do I keep grinding? Enjoy it still, and it's my job. For you guys, what I would say is don't treat League like your job if it isn't. If you're not having a good time with it, take a break. Or play different modes. Play ARAM if you're not feeling ranked. Or give yourself small targets. Like, you could be a silver player and be like, I want to be gold. Give yourself smaller goals, and that will give you more pick-me-ups. So if you're silver 3 right now, instead of thinking of gold, think of silver 2. And then when you get to silver 2, be like, yes, I hit my goal. That's kind of also a really good way of doing it. So I'd probably say like that. Next up is if I were to join a team brand as a streamer, what team would it be? I have seriously considered potentially joining a organization again. Obviously, if you've been relatively here for quite a while, I used to be part of Team Dignitas years ago as a content creator. Part of me wants to join an org, but part of me doesn't, because you get a bit more, how do I say? When you join an org, very obvious, you get paid for the most part. I actually didn't in Team Dignitas, but that's a different story. But nowadays, you definitely get paid. But you have to show their ads. That's like the relationship, is that they use you to bolster their advertiser numbers. So part of it would be security, more job security, that, you know, if you sign a year deal with X org, you're getting that per month. But I quite like what I've got going on at the moment. You know, I like the freedom of, like, I have obviously ad guys that come to me going, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? I turn down way more than I accept. And I like the freedom of that. You know, if I joined an org and they were like, we're doing a Rage Shadow Legends sponsorship, I'm like, Jesus, really? I wouldn't want to do it. I have the freedom right now to turn all that stuff down. When you join an org, you don't. So I don't know. I don't know if I would join an org. If I were to be forced to join one, honestly, I don't really know. I've completely fallen out of watching pro play. I don't watch pro play right now. Like, I really don't. So I honestly don't know. G2, probably. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Next up is, when is the SMURF Series, and will I be playing most champs while smurfing? We'll be doing a big champion pool. Again, the SMURF Series hopefully is coming in the next few weeks or months. The delay of it, by the way, is because I could have had the account. It's level 26 or 27, the new SMURF account, so it's very close to level 30. I'm not doing that right now, because the actual account doesn't have the League Partner buff. Now, there is going to be a certain limit that I want to start the SMURF Series, and if Riot doesn't give the account League Partner, I'm just going to have to start the SMURF Series without the League Partner buff. And what I'd most likely do is that we've done it before. You know, that we never really used to, years ago, we didn't have the League Partner buff that gave all the champs. So what we'll probably do is I already know we're going to be doing champion requests again. So we've always done it, that if you basically donate the champion cost, in essence, I'll play the champion in the series. So what we'll probably do is I'll announce, you know, we're doing the SMURF Series. Maybe we'll start it in 2 weeks, and get your donations in, or whatever you want to call it, for me to buy the champions you want me to play. And if we get, I don't know, 20 or 30 people wanting their champion to be played in the SMURF series, then with all the, if people just donate for the champion, then I can build the champion pool and whatever's ever on the account from those. That's how we've always kind of done it in the past. The last SMURF series we didn't, because that was the introduction of the League Partner buff. If you guys don't know, there's just some background stuff going on within League Partner. Nothing to do with me, it's to do with their systems that is making a really big delay of them giving League Partner buffs to people. So I'm out. It's out of my control. I cannot help it, basically. So it could take them another month to give it. It could take them 6 months. I have no idea. So that's maybe the way we'll do it. So yeah, I'd probably say within the next month or so, we'll probably start the next SMURF series, which I know a lot of you have also been waiting for. Because worth also noting, we're having that YouTube conversation. The peaks of my YouTube channel have never been about my main account. Literally never. Always the peaks of my YouTube channel is the SMURF series, because it's really educational. And because that's always the point. You can't be that educational, at least I can't. I'm not good enough as a player to be really educational while also playing in Diamond 2 MMR. Like where I am right now, I'm in Diamond 2 MMR. I can't talk all the time about what I'm doing in that MMR, because your distraction level will be too high and you get outplayed and you die. But when you're in the lower ranks, I can explain everything that I'm doing. So that'll be good. And obviously we're doing it this time on a different server, because there's always been that conversation about the server differences. So that'll be also an interesting experiment as well. So that'll be good, and that'll be soon. Would you recommend strong solo queue picks to climb, even if you really hate playing against the champs and call them unskilled? Oh, interesting. So would you... If you just really want to climb, like, for example, not to try and trigger people, would you play, oh, screw it, dude, I'm just going to play Kassadin, and I'm just going to climb? If you want to do that, all power to you. I personally wouldn't. And that's just, again, I'm never going to judge people for it. If you just want to climb, play the strong stuff. If you can definitely play it well, go for it. It's a great way of obviously climbing, but it could hurt you in the long run. Many people have climbed the wave of solo queue by playing the overpowered picks, and what inevitably happens to overpowered picks, they get nerfed. So they rise with those overpowered picks, get used to playing them for, let's say, a month. They climb a whole division. They've gone from Plat 1 to Diamond 1 with this overpowered pick. It gets nerfed. You can know, it's not really that great anymore. That player now is in Diamond 1, and they now don't really belong, because the pick that they used to get there is now nerfed. They didn't play anything else to get there, and they're like, oh god, what do I do? So in the short term, it's a great way to climb. In the long term, it can hurt you. I've always said I like rating. I want to be high rating, but I am also playing League for fun. And I know to a lot of people that might be a foreign idea, but I do want to have fun when I play. So I only play champions I actually want to play. I'm not going to play a Kassadin or Silas or stuff like that, because I just don't like the champs. If I get frustrated playing against the champ, it's very likely that I'm going to get frustrated even playing it. Or I'm like, why you do... Like, I played Fizz the other day, and like I one-shot somebody pretty early on. Like, I don't know, it might not even be a YouTube video. I was playing against a Victor, and he was poking me. I was very patient. I got a level 6, went for the all-in, one-shot him in one go. Like, hit my ultimate, full combo, he's dead in a, from 100% health to 0. That even frustrated me, and I'm playing Fizz, and I'm like, that's not okay. How is he 100% health? And yes, in one combo from me as Fizz, I killed him. At level 6. Like, maybe at level 18 or something, sure. But level 6? That's insane. So, I don't know. But we'll see. Right, let's move over to... We'll answer a couple more questions, I think. And that'll be it. So, the next one is, can we have a chill Teemo game soon? Yes. So, I've actually said that. We were memeing about it on stream the other day. That I normally do Teemo stuff every now and then. And I haven't done, I don't think, a Teemo game in Season 11. So yes, do expect me play the little green rat soon. We always have fun playing him. And the weird thing, we usually get pretty fed playing Teemo. So yeah, expect a Teemo episode in the next couple of days. Next one is, do I feel on some level that all content creators are losing love for the game and are starting to get toxic themselves based on poor state of the game? I can't answer this question fully because I don't watch LoL content creators. I've always said I don't watch LoL content. When your day job is playing League all day, the last thing I want to do is watch more League. So I don't really watch LoL creators. but I have heard through the grapevine of my viewers. You know, I've mentioned, and you guys have seen, I've been frustrated in this season in some places, and I have on my Twitch stream a lot of time be going, oh, all the content I watch, they're all frustrated too. So it doesn't seem to be a unique thing that content creators are frustrated. The only way that I can describe it, again, is it's like a double-edged sword in some ways. A lot of people who watch us will want nothing more to be a content creator themselves, and I can 100% see why. You know, I get to play a video game for a living. It's amazing. You know, I'm not going to say it's not. It's great, but League of Legends is a very frustrating game. So there is one element of, oh, playing video games for a living is fantastic. It is. But playing League of Legends as your main game is still great, but if you guys right now watching at any stage you're frustrated with League, again, when you're a content creator, it sometimes feels like you're a little bit trapped of, I have to play League. Or for example, like me, I do so much YouTube content, 2 videos a day. If I have a bad rank day, I'm so stressed out because I get no videos and then I'm down, right? I make 2 videos a day. I need so much videos to keep the content pumping. So it's very easy for content creators to kind of feel really stressed about things. And, you know, let's be honest, the state of the game for all of us, not just content creators, has been pretty rough this season. I think even Riot, if you properly got an honest answer for them, they haven't done that well with balance this season. You know, the new items have been a little bit of a mess, and they are just balancing them based on the wrong factors in some places. Weak items just then become overpowered. Overpowered items then become weak. There's no balance. And if you guys see that frustration, content creators can express that frustration too. And I don't know, there's also the element that, you know, I've tried my hardest not to express frustration in some places. But man, after a while, it gets hard. And then you also can get frustrated because then you feel that you can't be frustrated on your stream or your content because then your audience doesn't like you being frustrated. And that in return could also make you more frustrated. It's really weird. But yeah, like, do I feel that creators are losing love for the game? Yes and no. I will say it's natural. The longer you play a video game or whatever, the longer you have a hobby, a lot of the time, the longer you do it, the less you're probably going to really love it down the line. So a lot of us content creators have been around for quite a while. I've played League of Legends since season 1. Do I love League as much as I did from season 1? No, I don't. I'm going to honest answer. I still like the game a lot. I still love playing League. But when it's new, it's so fresh and like amazing. I've played it for 10, 11 years, you know, and that's the same. If you look at a lot of LoL content creators, you know, I'll be honest, LoL content creation, as I said earlier, is like, it's dipping in terms of just viewership. There isn't many new creators coming through anymore. And that's because, again, a lot of people who are like wanting to become YouTubers and streamers, a lot of them know League isn't the game to get into nowadays if you want to kind of grow as a content creator. There's other games, you know, Warzone is probably bigger. GTA roleplay is pretty big right now. So like that's also part and parcel of it too. So a lot of us are just old school content creators, and with that does come less love for the game. And then you mix that with pretty bad state of the game, and then you got that kind of recipe for frustration. And then our final question is, how do I manage to keep calm when your teammates are inting? Okay, yeah, so a lot of people actually, I had it the same yesterday actually. I think it might have been that Fizz game that someone's like literally in mid to late game, we were having some pretty poor teammates yesterday, and people, you know, I can get salty, 100% agree, but I never get ragey. You know, I have chat off in League, but I've got no intent to type to my teammates. The big thing is pointless. Like, what does it do? Like, I personally, and this is where partially maybe I'm naive, I've never got hate that much. Like, I'm not a hateful person. Like, I don't get why somebody would leave hateful comments. I don't get why people would be toxic to people online on Twitter. Like, I've never got that, like, ever. I just haven't got it in me. So the same comes from, if my teammate is having a really bad game or they are genuinely inting, what is me going to be doing, typing and yelling at them or shouting on stream? Like, raging? It's not going to do anything. Like, I don't know. Like, again, I can be salty about it. Like, I'll be like, oh, why is this Inter, like, ruining my game? Jesus Christ, why me? Like, that's the kind of thing I'll go for. But I'll never, like, properly name call. I'll never swear at them because, like, I just don't have that anger in me. And that might be it. Like, I'm just not an angry person. And I'm not trying to say that ragers are angry people by nature, but I don't know. I'm just pretty. I'm a mellow person overall. Salty occasionally, but pretty mellow. It takes a lot, and you know, I don't think I've ever properly raged. It would take a lot for me to properly rage. Like probably 10 into games in a row. Like that I've got actually into 10 games in a row. Maybe then. But yeah, not really. But yeah, I don't know. Just the kind of thing you got to think, and is the point. I don't even think about raging, but I'd imagine if you are somebody that is more inclined to rage or not keep calm, is just kind of chill out. In the end of the day, you're playing a video game. If you're playing a video game in many areas of your life as well, I know people won't like me saying this in some, but you're pretty privileged in some areas. If you're sitting down on your nice computer, on your internet connection, playing a video game, there are other things to get frustrated about, you know. There really is. You know, this last year there's been a big pandemic. There's people that are still starving in the world. And I know not everyone's going to like me saying that, but perspective sometimes is good, and that sometimes has helped me. You know, I've had it occasionally when someone has been in my Twitch who's been toxic. Sure, I don't want them in my community, but I more recently have sometimes thought, like, that person is probably going through some stuff right now, and they don't know how to deal with it, so they're probably lashing out. I do feel for those people. I don't want them people to feel bad that they have to lash out at people online. I want that person to get through whatever they're going through. I want everyone to be happy. That's the thing. But having perspective about that stuff sometimes is a good thing. But that's going to be it. If you guys enjoy this Q&A, do throw a like on it. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully the areas in the world that you are calming down and doing much better. Again, here in Britain, a small update. It is getting better. More people are getting vaccinated every day. The rule change just happened recently. The outside sport is officially allowed again, and you can now meet people or more people outside, and you can go around each other's gardens and stuff. And then in a couple weeks, literally 2 weeks from now, non-essential stores will be opening again. So like shopping malls and stuff will be open. And then I think outside food, outside restaurants, only outside restaurants, so you can dine again. And then I think a month after that, May, inside restaurants can happen again, I think. And then June the 21st is when apparently, if all goes to plan, all restrictions are gone, do what you want. So we're a couple months away from normality, which will be nice. Hopefully that will be the end of our craziness. But I know a lot of places in the world are still struggling. So again, if you are, hopefully you're doing okay. Again, I will say, even though this is a YouTube video, if you are feeling a little bit lonely, do make your way to the Twitch stream. We've got an insanely lovely community, and we'd love to have you over there. But that's going to be it. If you guys enjoyed, throw a like on it, throw a comment, throw a subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace.